Instagram. It should be going live. I may have to stop it. All right, we are live. Hopefully, give me a sec. Okay, we are live on Instagram. So let's go live.
Boom, boom,
Give
boom.
it a second. All right, you know that delay on good old Graham. Let me make sure on Facebook we are live, and everybody that sees us right now, if you are on Facebook, please share, share, share. If you are on Instagram, please, share it with a friend. All right, it's public. I'm good on my end. Are you good over there?
We have levels.
We do.
Yes. So
Okay.
much that you might have just heard my sink dispose water by itself. Sounds like my sink be flushing sometimes. It's crazy.
I didn't hear it.
Good. I'm not embarrassed. Sh- Shout out. Today's episode is dedicated to Fonnie Willis of the Atlanta, Georgia District Attorney's Office or the State of Georgia
Oh my
District Attorney's Office.
god.
For her and Nathan Wade's triggering asses dealings with uh, clears today. If anybody sat and watched any of that trial today, that's the epitome of just like white passive aggressiveness, y'all. Like trying to make something out of nothing and doubling down on dumb shit. They had one job today, and it wasn't to prove their case. It was to frustrate two black people in a position of power, and it was very triggering to watch. It really was. Um, that's just terrible. So shout out to both of them for standing tall and standing on business and saying stay out of my business. You know what I'm saying? Definitely people from a generation I associate with that. Keep your business in the house.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Not. I don't. We don't prescribe to the like in other like ratchet news, like the Lars or Pippen Michael Jordan Jr. relationship is over,
I
and
know.
she went all on
Yeah.
instant media. That's what I call it. I don't call it social media. I don't call it Instagram. I call it instant media. She went all on instant media to like put out her version first, like we care. And I was so upset. I was just like, yo, what generation is she from? That put like I don't understand this generation that put all their business out there. And then somebody was like, well, she's Gen X. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Is she?
I mean,
How old is she?
Larsa Pippen.
I know who she is. I
She
know.
was married to Scottie Pippen.
Scottie
Scottie
Pippen.
Pippen
I
was
know.
playing in the
She
NBA
started.
when I was in high
I know
school.
that.
So I'm just saying, like, she
I
might, she might, she might be. She might be Gen X. She might be more of a boomer. I would say more Gen X. So she probably Gen X.
okay.
But like because I'm right on that cusp. I'm like 78. Gen X ends at 80.
I'm 83.
Ooh, mm, Gen Y. Like, why
Why
was y'all?
not?
Why were you? Why
Because
were you?
we were important.
Mm.
And speaking of important, we talk about relationships, but I'm going to talk about friendships also.
We could do that. Let's get into it.
Valentine's Day happened. People went out.
Did you have one?
No,
You didn't?
no. What's wrong
Word.
with you? I'm
Did you wear all
chilling.
black like the omen?
No, I was actually with family yesterday.
You were with family.
Remember, I told you everything that was going on. So
Mm.
yeah, I was with family.
Yo, shout out. I pray for y'all. Sorry for y'all
Yeah,
loss and everything. It's just that season.
yeah. It was tough. Even though it's not directed towards me, you could feel the emptiness in the house. So yeah,
Damn. Are you okay?
I'm okay. I thought I didn't think it would hit me like that, but like I said, when you're used to going somewhere and you consistently see this person, and I was just waiting for her to come upstairs.
Mm.
I really was.
Yeah, that's tough.
And the more people came in, the more it started to hit. So, praying for my cousin and his family,
Hmm.
definitely. But Valentine's Day was yesterday. Some people went out. My son, got
Yeah, a
his.
little date.
No, actually, she was out of town. So with her family, she had a loss. You know, so he made sure on the 13th he gave her her flowers and card and gifts before she left to go.
Oh, he's still subject to the capitalism of Valentine's Day. Damn.
Got her tulips instead of roses because she doesn't like
I
roses.
saw this other thing on Insta Media today where this chick like destroyed her boyfriend's house because he didn't get her nothing for Valentine's Day. Like literally destroyed. I'm talking about she was tearing that nigga like headboard, and she was like ripping cushion out like seats and
Oh,
shit. She left water running. I'm pretty sure his clothes was in some of it. I don't know if she went to town with bleach, but she that shit looked like an apartment when squatters get out of it. She tore that shit up
okay.
for
That
not getting apparently not getting anything on Valentine's Day. And I just thought to myself, as much as I love you guys, I love you black women. That headline would have looked real different if she was over here fucking up this little ass apartment. I'd have been like, his girlfriend shot. I'm sorry. Like
Lord.
you just have to make these stallion her in that instant. Like shoot her in her foot. This is your
We
time.
are not. Oh my gosh, I can't. This is live. We
I'm
can't.
just saying, here's your viral moment. You don't want to be viral. You don't want to be viral for tearing up my apartment. You want to be viral for this bullet in your foot because you was in here tearing
No,
up my apartment.
no,
I'm
no,
just saying.
no,
I don't have much.
no.
You didn't see this place. This is the type of damage that somebody looks at is like, yo, he is not getting his deposit back. You know what I'm saying? For because you didn't get what? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but no, I didn't. I got a couple of text messages
Where did you receive any form of love on Wednesday?
other than my daughter.
Other than I mean
No,
anybody. Did you
no,
did you receive love
no,
on Wednesday at all?
no.
God damn.
I did. I did receive early in the morning an IG friend, someone who just recently started following me, sent me a nice message to
You
the
received love.
yeah, the a beautiful, talented writer, happy
Yo,
Valentine's
that's all
Day.
you need. It's just
Yeah.
someone that just pouring a little love to you.
But Ron did not send me a message or, since
He
Ron knows
forgot to
who
copy and
Ron
paste
is.
it.
Yeah.
That he was
Ron could have at least did that. Like my pictures on Valentine's Day.
you threw some thirst traps out there. I missed that.
Yeah, he liked on my pictures.
You threw some thirst traps out there?
No, I posted it
Let
this
me go look.
weekend.
What you got in here? Let me look real quick.
No.
Let me
I
look
wrote
real
because
quick.
I wrote Ron a poem on my page.
Which one? Which one did you post these sexy thirst trap pictures to? Let me check.
The one with the poem that was for
Which profile?
the one with Natasha Renee, the creator, the
The
public one.
the public one.
Yes,
Okay, because you
the
got like
public.
9 profiles.
Three, technically.
You
Three
got
and a half.
you got
It's
you
one that
got these poets. Whoop
a
de
poet.
whoop.
Everybody that's on Facebook, I'm just trying. If you're on Facebook, please send us a message in the comments so I can make sure because I finally got everything set up. I know last time we went live, and I do want to apologize too. We are trying to get everybody on here. I apologize. I have literally been going through life these past 2 weeks, and this is literally the first time that I opened up my computer today at 8 o'clock. Literally.
I don't see no current thirst traps.
Okay, so you see the three pinned. It's three pinned pictures, right?
Is there? Let me check again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's a throwback
Oh,
third.
he like those. Those
Yeah.
all say January though.
No,
Like
it's one from Sunday. Not those three. Let me
it's
go.
only 3 pinned at the top.
So the
The
one
graduation pic.
so under that, the one that's right in the middle under the green, that picture right there, and the one to the all three of those under there he liked.
Yeah, but I'm
Hey
saying these
sis.
these these ain't
Hey
even like
cousin.
this ain't even like current.
Ron, hold on. To my cousin Kat, you know who Ron is. Ron is who you know. Because
apparently,
where we
y'all
go hang out to go where we met Ron.
a
You
funeral
know who
party.
Ron is.
Funeral Party Ron. That's his new name. Funeral Party Ron.
We're not
You,
calling
you straight on that one, cat. Funeral Party Ron. And I'm still, if you at that party, I'm side eyeing you too,
She
homie.
wasn't. She the one who told me.
Wow.
So remember when I said on the episode, my cousin said we going to a repass party.
Cat,
That's the cousin.
cat. You guys send out a wider invite next time. Y'all partying niggas' funerals. I want to be a part of that. Just one and y'all took y'all own like Google punch in there too. You was going
Yeah.
off that Google punch in there.
Hunch punch.
Hutch punch. Yeah, sounds dangerous.
It was.
Yeah, all right. My boy makes a punch. I call it liquid plan B.
Oh my god.
Only in Duval, of course. I call it liquid plan B because I overheard two people at a party one time saying it was so strong. Hey man, you want your girl to get rid of that baby? Go ahead and give her some of this shit. That's what he thought. And from that day on, I called it liquid plan B. And so when people tell me they make their own punch, that's how I imaginally assume that's what they make. Because I think they all follow like that crazy guy on Facebook that just be making punches out of everything and
Lord.
be trying to duplicate that shit at home or something.
So yes, the one with the thigh high boots. That was the one for Ron. And yeah.
It
So
was for him.
yeah, I wrote it. The poem is dedicated to Ron.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I've never read the poem on that picture.
Read it. It's that it got the
That's his
whole
okay.
904 metaphor on there. Shout out
Okay.
to Duval.
Let's get it. Hold on, let's get it real quick. I'm gonna put on my sexy voice and I'm gonna read this.
Okay, you read.
Read this for the fans.
Yeah.
Sketches of my life in perfect lines, truly created by the divine, picture perfect, but yet I continue to find flaws. I am truly a perfect picture, waiting for a curator who appreciates every curve and every line. Over 904 times, I've asked the divine over and over in my mind, are you the keeper of my fragile heart? All I want is you. Ooh, ooh. Ah, all I want. No, that's probably not the tone
No.
for it. But that's what's up. Okay. He don't deserve that poem. Why did you give that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I did not say that.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So, we've been going, I've been, in the space, had a lot of stuff going on, trying to situate the kids and everything. But I wanted to talk about friendships because I noticed that the more we grow and, we learn ourselves and we are working on ourselves, we get rid of those relationships, friendships, and, romantic.
Right.
And I wouldn't say really get rid of. I mean, some of them for me, I've gotten rid of. There are people that I used to talk to that I don't talk to anymore.
Mm.
The more I've grown, I've learned that I have to leave them alone. But I've also added people into my circle, like my cousin, since she's on here. Her and I have become closer these past about 4 years or so. So, the more I've grown, I've just learned to really appreciate the people that appreciate me.
Sean Lampkins.
I think she added her on there. She's trying to get her on this live.
Okay. Hey,
And her also.
Catherine, just whenever you get a chance, I just need to know the quality of Hennessy and chicken at this repast party that y'all attended to. So I mean that's an interesting topic, right? Because I've started using the term comment, right? Because there are people who just show back up in my life after like 76 years, right? And I realized that there's a part of me to just kind of like you got to get me to that point for me to like cut you off. But there's like a part of me that still leaves a door open a little bit, right? Because I believe in second chances. I want to see change behavior. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when I leave the door open and they actually use it, I realize shit, this ain't their time to come back through the door yet.
That part.
Right. And sometimes I selfishly extract what I need from that particular occurrence. Or sometimes I say, you know what? you're not ready yet. You know what I mean? But it's funny that we're talking about that. For me, it's not about stagnation because
Okay.
I'm responsible for my own growth. Like nobody else. You can have water and help, but like idealistically, I'm the captain of that ship. So I believe there are people that can bring you down,
Okay.
and I definitely don't believe in circulating yourself. I definitely don't want to be around nobody that does not like me. So I keep that. There's no doors open for that. If you don't like me, that's established. Cool. Peace be on to
Well,
you.
I've had so-called friends that I know that.
Yeah, but you keep frenemies when you're in a more. I'm not saying I disrespect, but you keep frenemies when you're in a different mind state
That's true.
where you're not really prioritizing
That's it.
protecting your peace. Right? You keep frenemies. This is the same people I tell you like sometimes they're sitting in the wrong seat in the remember I tell you life is like a theater,
Yeah.
right? These some of the people in the wrong seats. They don't mean they ain't supposed to be there, but they don't supposed to be so close. Now, if you want these people to think keep my enemies closer, I ain't one of them folks. Don't like nigga. I need to see you so I can see you coming. If you too close, I don't see you coming. If I see you from a distance, yeah, I can see your moves. I can see you coming. If you too close, I can't see you coming, and you shank me. So I believe that even though while I leave the door open, it's because I meticulously make sure that everybody who come through the door to that theater has assigned seating.
I okay, like AMC, get your assigned seats.
Assign you're what do you mean? You
Not
are in
just walking in.
C17. Okay. All right. No, ZZ is looking like an Excel spreadsheet out there. You at ZZ 32.
Well, I know for me, and even in this growth as far as relationships, I did hold on to people. And I brought up this episode because recently going through this big big people revealing themselves, basically that's the best way to say it. Me holding on to relationships, as far as holding on to certain people because of my parents. My mom is deceased and my stepfather is deceased, and trying to hold on to those good times. I felt like those good memories that I had, and people that could relate to me and have those conversations with me. I held on to those people, but I learned that with holding on to those people, they did leave me stagnant because I wanted to be in that in those memories, and I wanted to be in that, like, with them, that I didn't see my potential.
Wait a minute. Run that back by me 10 more times.
So I'm saying that I was holding on, right? And I wasn't growing
Right.
because I was holding on to my past, basically.
Okay.
Because holding on to these people brought back good memories. But I also knew that holding on to these people, I wasn't going to get far either. That they weren't good for me. These were bad people. I knew this.
Okay.
So, meaning that, and because some of these people do still follow me. So I'm trying to,
Well, don't spare them now.
so, oh Lord.
We ain't dropping names, but I
No,
mean,
we're
but
not dropping
like,
names. So I had a person where I was very dependent on this person.
okay.
Like, literally, this was my ace. I was very dependent on this person when it came to moves in my life. And instead of looking at plan B's and C's, I depended on this person to be my plan A. Even though this person was shady, I knew in certain spaces they would come through.
Go ahead. I'm just
And being around them, I wasn't being the best person that I could be
mm,
because I was holding on to someone that was so negative, and I knew that they were negative, and everybody around me saw the negativity in that person. That they people used to say all the time, why would you hang with this person when you know they did you wrong? They consistently do you wrong.
All right. So was this person making you a worse version of yourself, or
Yes,
were you just associated with their negativity?
I was associated with their negativity. So
But
I
did
wasn't my worst person, but I was down. I wasn't really trying to, like, they was down, so I was like down in the dumps with them. Like we going, like, I knew I could do better, but I was afraid to leave them behind because I did not want to let that person go. Or let these friendships go. I'll say that because it's a lot of people in it too.
but we you didn't have to let the friendship go. You just wasn't equipped to.
No, I had to because it wasn't a friendship.
Well, then that's different, then, right? You didn't realize until after the fact it wasn't a friendship. But I
No,
mean,
I knew from the beginning that it wasn't a friendship.
oh,
I
are
knew from
you
like day
are
one
you?
that it wasn't. But
So
this was
then,
the only person that was consistent.
so have you addressed your your propensity for trauma bonds?
Yes, and that was it. It was the friendships, and I did that in my relationships. And that's why I said I would stay stagnant, because the same way I treated my friendships is the same way I treated my relationships. I would go into these relationships that I knew that weren't good, but because I was holding on because this person was around, I didn't want those people to leave because I knew them. I didn't want to get to know new people.
That's the real reason.
Starting over. I didn't want to start all over.
Where do you think that fear came from? When you
Losing
start over so many times in life.
losing parents. You got to think. My stepfather died when I was 13. I had to start all over. Even before then, I was the kid. I think I went to like 10 schools. Like literally. Like 5 or 6 elementary schools, two middle schools and 2 high schools.
Okay.
So I always had to start all over. I was always the new kid. I was always
But see,
re
what's interesting about that, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but what's really interesting about that is most people who move around like that don't have those types of bonds to people.
but when
Like they're used to everything changing so much, so they don't go past a certain point.
But when I hit 13, I wanted to hold, like, that's when
Anchors.
that's when I started holding on to people. It's
So you
13.
wanted anchors.
Yep.
As soon as someone becomes your anchor, you're stuck at whatever level they're on.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Period. So when did you decide to start cutting these anchors? And why?
So I would say 2017.
Okay.
2017. Um I made it was around the time that the kids started going to boarding school. And when they went to boarding school, everybody didn't approve of it. And it wasn't the friends, it was just family. A lot of family didn't approve of it. And then that's when I had to be more dependent on a lot of people. And there was basically something that I had to do, and it didn't go through. And that person really showed, they always showed me, but that's when it hit. Like,
Now God talking to you in stereo.
yep.
Burning bush.
But it was still hard to let go
Why?
because I'm looking at the years. I'm looking at the investment, the time that I invested in these people.
Why does everybody think return on investment is a long term plan?
I'm happy that you said that too. Cuz I was watching something yesterday. I was watching Caught in the Act with Tammy Roman. And
But
it was it was
for
a
the record, I couldn't think of a worse host
I know.
than like Peter Guns on Cheetahs.
And yesterday I was watching this one episode with these two guys or whatever, and the one guy was saying, his trauma bond was investing in people, giving them money, trying to build them, but wanting them to stay. And the first thing that he kept saying when he found out that he knew the dude was cheating, but when he found out, he was like, I invested all of this in you. I did this for you. I. And that's how you feel. And that made me think about this episode because I wasn't investing money, but I was investing my emotions, my
Okay.
trust. I I thought these were these forever friendships that you see. Oh, I've known this person since we were 5 years old. I
Mhm.
thought that these were, because I didn't have you got to think too. When moving around, I had some family, but when I was 13, that's when like all my family left. Like I was away from all of what I knew. So I'm
Mhm.
watching everybody in real time grow up together. I'm watching everybody bond, and it's like, what about me over here? So I'm still trying to hold on to some of that, thinking I
Mhm.
need to because everybody looks so, it's family, it's friends, it's these friendships that you're supposed to have, these people that you grow up with. And for years, I was actually upset with some people in high school because I was like, how y'all forget about me because of those trauma bonds.
Mhm.
So that's how I ended up dating, just trying to hold on to someone
I got you.
that was consistent.
I think I mean, we got to talk. We don't have to talk about it today, but I'm just saying, like the discussions around, you know, environments in which one was raised and inherent trauma passed down the line. So for me, the I was way opposite of you in a sense that like I would collect all these people and then I would just assign them expiration dates.
Oh,
It's my issue was all right. So the one person I look like when I look in the mirror is non-existent in a sense. I know him. I know where he is. I know he got
mhm,
another family. He lived with him for a little while, but like if he could leave, anyone could leave.
mhm.
And the only person that did leave was my mom, right? So that puts her on a pedestal in which I look at everyone else, right? Who's gonna love me unconditionally? Who
Yep.
ain't gonna? Who's always gonna keep their word, right? Who's gonna be 10 toes down even when I'm wrong? And I've had people who have in my life met that requirement
Okay.
for me to be open and vulnerable. Um, but everybody else, all time, ain't about holding you hostage. You want to go, you want to go. If you're gonna go, you're gonna go, and that's what allows me to also leave those doors open
I
because
got
I
you.
know that when people get what they need from me, they gonna be gone, but then they gonna come back, and I'm gonna selfishly get what I need from them, and then they might be gone again, but they're gonna come back, and I think that someday, some way down the line, you're either gonna eliminate yourself by natural selection, or we're gonna evolve into something really real and organic.
I got you.
Right? There's been people that I have these friendship with that we could not stand each other in the beginning. Like there was no real like no love there. And through just authentic, you know, seeing people through their eyes and meeting them where they are, way better friendships have formed from it.
Mhm.
But it took a lot of trial and error. And so like I don't hold on to nobody. I really don't hold on to nobody. If you want there's only been one time in my life where somebody left me and it hurt. A couple other times where I was fearing that it was gonna hurt when they left, it was more like a weight lifted.
Okay.
Like, oh, whew, my God, was I carrying that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, so it just really kind of depends. Like you needed to feel security in people in your life, and I needed to not bombard myself with people that were going to leave anyway. So let me
And
enjoy you.
see what you said it, because your mom, and that was me when she left mine. That's why I'm trying to pull. I need some substance now,
Mm.
because that was the only, like you said, that's the only person I trusted. That was the person who loved me unconditionally. So it's like without that, now I need to find that in somebody else, and that's what I used to do.
You know, it's also crazy because my mom, she raised a lot of independence in me. Like she wasn't around. She was. I saw everything she did for me in a different light than just knowing it. Like I visually watched us, move up to what is considered was middle class before the middle class got destroyed. You know what I'm saying? I've just seen though, like the labor and the hard work that she put in.
But yeah, I was a latchkey. Like I didn't my mom and I didn't have the relationship that we had, and that's again a reason why that trauma, me trying to hold on, is I was a latchkey kid. My mom worked, my stepfather worked, like they were gone in the morning. Like even the day my stepfather died, I didn't see him that morning. My aunt picked me up from school and I found out he had died at work. So then after that whole situation, my mom, kind of felt threatened about what was going on with a lot of stuff with his family and us not getting along. So we hopped on the bus literally with the clothes we had on and went to Philly. And when we moved to Philly, that was the first time that it was really, again, other than me being like 3 or 4 years old, it was Natasha and Michelle. Because my mom wasn't working and we had to really deal with each other. And then that's when we found out that there was a disconnect, because it was here and there. She was at work by the time I went to a school over by my grandmother's house. So there was a disconnect, and then she got sick. So now I have to take care of my mom, and now I have to really be dependent because she's sick and she can't do anything for me sometimes.
You know what my mom's favorite statement was? What you gonna do if I'm not here tomorrow? I ain't gonna be here forever.
Yep.
God can call my clock any day. What you gonna do if you wake up tomorrow and I'm not here? So the ability to depend on anybody or hold on to anybody because I depended on them for something was
But see,
immediately
that was the thing. I
was
depended
immediately
on that
stomped out.
emotion, but that's the thing. As far as doing everything, I didn't need anybody to help, but that emotion, like my mom, one thing I would give her, and she used to always say, "You're gonna hate it when I leave." My mother was a very emotional person, like
Ah.
that. So she hugged, like even though we didn't really talk, she was holding, hugging, doing things like that. So that's what I mean. Like that's what I was trying, yearning from my friends, yearning from relationships,
Right.
is that emotional side.
So then, in my case, you can't miss what you didn't have, right?
Yeah.
And by the time I was getting it, it was like, oh, get off me.
That part, and
Get
that's
off
what it
me.
was, because she was like, you gonna hate it when it's gone, and I do, like I genuinely do.
Well, that's so crazy because my mother's older now. Shout out to her, breast cancer survivor, bilateral mastectomy, and that made her softer. And it's weird now because I'm like, it's not a it. What's the best way to say it's too late without saying it's too late? In a sense that I'm not that kid yearning for that.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm just trying to establish the fact that I'm still your son, but I'm not your child. I'm still trying to fight that, and you want to
I got
further
you.
put me in your child status by now. You got all this, right? And it's just like, hey, let me like, who are you, lady? Like, and I get it. Like she went through something major
Yeah.
and her life changed like that. I witnessed her going through something major. My life didn't
Yeah.
change. It was on its own healing path at that time.
I got you.
So, you know, I made my peace with the fact that there were things that weren't in my childhood. And I think it's hard to explain to her, like, I don't want to be reminded that I made peace with it because
I
you're
got
trying to
you.
process through it now. Right. I don't want to think about, well, I'm here now. And it just when I let you level me, but I have to I have to sometimes keep you from giving me the fire hose. And
Okay.
then and I'll relate this to a dating story. And it's the same person I talk about all the time, right? When I finally had my breakthrough, me and her we were well on the way of being on the outs. And in my breakthrough, now I'm feeling and I'm expressive. And she was the first person I wanted to show that I was capable of this.
Mm-hmm.
But I gave her too much. Like I turned a fire hose on her ass. Like it was dumping out of her and like it freaked her the fuck out because it was a complete
Got
180
you.
from the nigga she been with for the last 5 years. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all I could think was like, oh, I could feel now, I can express now, I could, I could. This it was like discovering fire or some shit, and then I just dumped it on her, and she actually had to say to me like, it's too much. It don't feel real because it's just so much, and that's why it's ironic that like I love my mom and I adore her. I don't know what I would be like if she's not there anymore, right? But there's certain parts of it that are a little difficult, challenging at times because this is not what I'm used to, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like she's always instilled independence. We want really a big emotional household. We want a touchy feely household. You know what I'm saying? So an attachment to people in the sense that like, no, I'm enjoy while you here because change is inevitable.
I got
So
you.
right, so boom, boom, boom. That's how I was until like I cracked, and then once I cracked, it's kind of like okay, you don't have to treat people like they're gonna leave anyway. You could just be positive and be present, right? And I already had a little bit of it, so it wasn't too much of an adjustment. But I can be positive and be present and just allow people to be who they are,
Yeah.
right? Because what they're going through is going to come out in how they deal with you on top of what you going through. And if you guys ain't talking about what y'all going through together, so that you can have a little grace for each other and maybe say, they don't got the capacity for my shit
No,
today.
I was dumping all my emotions. I've been called emotionally unstable. I've been on an emotional roller coaster, and for the people that I genuinely cared about. So the guys that I was like really into, it was like it could be overbearing because I felt open enough to give those emotions. So I was just giving it, and it was like, hold on, this is too much. I
Dump
can't.
truck.
Yep,
Beep, beep, beep.
take it all.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Shout out to the elder who always comes through. Can you be mentally attached to toxic relationships? Well, yeah. Yeah. If you either physically or mentally attached to that person, it's definitely chemical.
Yeah.
It's definitely chemical. Um,
And that, I mean, that was me. I was attached to the toxic people. That's all I knew
mhm. Oh,
was toxic friendships and toxic relationships.
well, we glad you found your hazmat suit.
Right.
Oh, shout out to Marquita, fellow Spartan, joining
And
us.
shout out to Dre from NSU. Norfolk State Dre. Puff Dre.
Word.
He on IG. Yeah.
I can't see IG.
I know. I got IG up.
You
So
got
I
the
can see
IG up.
IG up. Yep.
So look, it's funny. The whole bond, just the whole attachment thing, right? Um, and why it's hard to let go, or once you decided to change your mindset, like why did things all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna tell you something right now. When you go to therapy and they take them blinders off and you go back out in the world and you start interacting with people, just especially in your
It's
circle,
different.
it's fucking different, yo.
It's totally
It
different.
it, it sound like the first day you can understand what they saying in the carryout.
That part. And
Right?
how did I miss this?
Like what? Right? You start seeing shit. I tell you, yo, midway through my journey, and I'm not verbalizing these differences in my life. I'm just trying to show a little bit of more change behavior. I'm just always trying to like have a positive, demeanor. Because I used to come out in the world carrying all my bullshit, and I'm like, and trying to like laugh my way through it. So then I started saying, yeah, you know what? There are times where I need to just maybe stay at home and just like focus on being in the right state of mind before, because DC is like 6 degrees of separation. It's friends on friends on friends and shit, and all of it's like somewhat transactional in a sense, and it's still very cliquish within circles and shit, and it's just a lot. It can be a lot,
No, I know.
and so when I first started like getting my tools and working through my shit, and I'm out there and I'm looking at people and I'm listening to them, and I'm like, ooh, it's almost like a stench. It's like an eye stench. Like you can see, yeah, like what's some movies like you can see like the real bad soul of a person through them and
Mhm.
shit. Like ooh, like you could just see like, and you could identify their traumas and shit. Like you've been just reading up on WebMD or something. Like classic attachment issues, right? Um, but like we hold on because we don't know better.
Mm-mm.
It's hard to let go because these people become part of our norm, and then we don't think that our norm can exist without them. And that's where you get some of these mental and whatever attachments, right? Um, so change is going to look like whatever it is you're fixing,
Mhm.
right? So if you're fixing how you view friendships versus how you view relationships, how you view attachment style, how you view conflict, when you're making those changes, um, it's gonna look like a lot of things. Personal growth for me looked like accepting who I really was as a
Mhm.
person, what I really wanted from my relationships, period. And me and a really good friend of mine, we talked about this. Um, I value peace. You know, I'm a person that values connection over like commitment,
Mhm.
time over title.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for a lot of times now, at least for me right now, I'm not I'm not interested in trying to climb a relationship ladder. Like I ain't playing Donkey Kong out here. You know what I'm saying? Just woo 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 woo. Because none of that none of that all of that takes away from the actual experience, the organic experience of understanding who this person is.
Yeah.
And so change for me has looked like in this time, like I'm more into meeting people and understanding where they fit in my life than trying to assign them an outcome. Is that making sense? Like
No, it makes sense. It makes sense because I know for me, I was always, what is this? Just really
ugh,
asking questions. Look,
intentional.
look, very, very, because again, that
But that
that trauma, and so we talk about what does it look like, wrapping things up and how does it look for me, you know. I talk about, because I lost so many people, because along with my parents, I lost siblings. So that is my trauma bond. I don't want to let people go because I know how tomorrow is not promised. I know that is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like, if I see the good or I feel and it's something good, I have to keep it. I had to hold on to it. But then I understood that if it's meant, it's going to be. I
Mhm.
can't force someone to love me. I can't force someone to like me. I can't force someone to see me. And that's really what it is being seen. Seeing and appreciating the person that I am. I can't force it, and I'm okay with it. Even the last situation that I had, however it came together, when we were together, I was happy with just letting it grow into something.
Mm-hmm.
But because he felt like it wasn't what he wanted, I could have went through the "let me prove to you that this is good," and it's like, no. And I told him, if you can't see it, I can't make you see anything, and I'm fine with letting it go. So I'm okay with that. Like, even when this past weekend, when I was at a Super Bowl party and I was having a conversation with somebody, and I thought about you when you talked about the clearance rack and
Mm-hmm.
women at a certain age. Antoine, when I tell you I'm at the point where, why would you do that? Because I know what you just did and I can't look over there. I'm really at the point where I'm okay with being single. I'm okay with being with myself. And I've always been okay with being with myself. My mama, I am my mom's only child, but
Mm-hmm.
someone said to me, he said, I feel like women shouldn't be alone. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to force myself with anyone.
Why?
Oh, hold on, hold on. Um, I was reading. Give me a second. I gotta figure out how to do this. Oh, there we go. Well, you guys, we're still here. But as I was saying, I am okay. I am learning to deal with me, and I know those are things that some people, it's hard for us to deal with ourselves. And we talk about, like, Elder Leroy Banks talked about those toxic relationships, and um being in them, where some people are afraid to be by themselves. It is okay. Thank you, Nina, also, for your comment. Thank God for deliverance. And just to let you know, Antoine, I don't know if you can hear me. Uh, Hold on. We got a lot going on. All right, Instagram. Give me a second, you guys. All right, so we are not on the gram. We are still here with you, Facebookers. Instagram cut off.
Did it? You know that you
Yeah.
only get a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it cut off this time. Last time it let us get by. This time it was like, nope.
Hmm.
I just clicked I am not a robot. So thank you to everybody that was on Instagram. But I was about to tell you too, even though I was wrapping things. Nina, I don't know if she's still on here. She was a part of the let's go to the
Mm.
part.
Deliverance. Thank.
She made the hunch punch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She here. Thank God for deliverance.
But no, I as I was saying, I was at a Super Bowl party and the guy was saying that, a woman, you're a woman, you can't be alone. I'm like, I'm okay though. Women aren't supposed to be alone, but I'm okay because I just don't want anybody in my space.
Well, you know that's the twickle, right? People don't know how to be by themselves, so they feel it, right? Gotta I gotta have a man. I'm a relationship type person.
Hmm.
You don't know yourself. and you're scared to be alone. You're scared to understand what uncomfortable silence feels like. You're not, you have to fill your life with somebody else, and you haven't even filled it with yourself yet, right? And that's a hard thing to break for people because a lot of it is ingrained over years and time, which is compounded by bad decision to keep putting anybody in your life that you think is going to give you what you feels like resembles your version of happiness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you get so vested in it, you hold on to that person even when they're not doing it. I can speak this because I was that person that was not doing it, and I was being held on to in hopes that I'd come around
And change.
and change. And
Yeah.
it is so ironic. That's how they're holding on to me, hoping I come around and change and see what's in front of me. And I'm saying I'm fucking up. It's only a matter of time before she goes.
Wow.
Right? That was the round and round that was happening because selfishly I held on to her too. She was a source of everything that was positive in my life at that point, even though I could never tell her that. So I held on to it because she was light, and she held on to me because she wanted a return on her investment. She knew that it was a good guy in there, and she was
Oh,
just kept waiting for him to come out. She knew how she felt about me, and she just kept waiting for me to show up. And I was so far down in the weeds, more than most people knew, that I'm just sitting there waiting, saying, any day now, she gonna be out.
I feel like that was me and my ex that I lived in Northern Virginia with us. He he wanted something else, but we came together and we were comfortable with each other. And I felt like he would see me and appreciate the things that I did. Uh I
That was
cooked. Like,
that was
not
a
saying
weird
I cooked,
partnership.
but like I did all this stuff. Like I would always like so my love language is acts of service. So were things that I didn't mind doing that I thought that he would appreciate more. Like this is what I do because I care. These are the things that I consistently do for you to show you that I genuinely do care. And I remember, I'll never forget when I found out, because I knew it was other people, but when I found out it was other people, um, and I read all the text messages and the emotional space and the emotional relationships that he had with other women, that was the part that hurt because he wasn't giving me that.
That was a guy in Northern Virginia, right?
Yeah, that I we lived together.
That was a weird partnership.
It was.
Phrased as a relationship.
It was.
That everybody played a part though.
I played mine.
Which was what?
I was the caregiver, but I was also the alpha.
Is that what he needed?
I was the alpha. I gave him that's what he needed.
And that's why did he agree to a relationship with you when that's neither what neither one of y'all wanted?
So, how it went, at the time, I was looking for my own space. I was not looking to live with anybody because the last person I lived with was my son's dad, and my
Right.
son is almost 20 years old.
Right.
That is the last person that I had a live-in relationship with, and we were together. And I was looking for a space on my own, and he randomly talked to me on the phone, and he was like, "Yeah, I had a conversation with such and such, and I told her that we should get a place together." And I told him, I said, "Well, as of June, or I think it was April, I said I'm definitely getting a place by June. If you want to come on to this ride, that's fine," because it would have been a year that we had been dating by that time. So I was like, if you want to come along, that's fine. But I'm telling you that I'm not looking for us, I'm looking for me. And so when he had the conversation, he said that he felt that, let us get a place since we are together. We both have kids. He can bring his daughter up here. That's what he said. And let's be this family. And so I was like, yeah, the kids aren't here. Your daughter isn't here. Let's be this family. And that's what I was trying to put together in this townhouse in Woodbridge. This family.
Mm.
I was trying to put our family together. I was trying to save up money for family vacations. Like I was really trying to put our family together.
When did you knew that was a failed experiment?
I knew it failed. So I moved in April. He was down in Shreveport uh, for the National Guard at the time. And when he said he wasn't moving in until June. And I'm like, I can't afford this place by myself. And when he moved in, I think the second day that he was there, we got into such a heated argument that our next door neighbor had called the landlord and asked if I was okay.
Okay. And how long did you hold on to this failed experiment?
By that time we were dating for a year. And so when it was time to renew the lease, and I'm being honest, I was so hesitant. I didn't want to renew with him. But then I didn't prepare myself to leave either.
Okay.
So because I knew I couldn't afford to leave, I re-signed the lease, and probably that was April, and by May we were done.
Okay.
The second lease.
So we're gonna step outside. We're gonna get in the DeLorean. We're gonna get that
Okay.
bitch up to 85. And we're gonna go back to that year.
Okay.
And this Tasha mindset is gonna handle that relationship which way? I'm listening.
Oh, I would have been done the day we had the argument when I sat in the car. Like, so there was a situation before we moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the day I knew it was over. But that was the day I seen the red flag. The
No, you
we
didn't see it. You ignored it.
No, I ignored it, but I
There you
saw
go.
it. I know because so right before we found one place, well, the place we stayed in, I found us a place in Stafford. And the lady wanted him to I needed him to fill out the application. And he wouldn't fill out the application. I was on my way to Philly that Saturday. So this is Friday night because I will always stop at his house with his sister before I would go to Philly. And I had the application with me, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to sign this application." And he's like, "I'm not going to do it. You can do it." And I'm like, "No, I stopped everything for us to do this. You wanted to be in this process. I'm not filling out your information." And we got into a heated argument at this lady's house. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning. I snapped off. I got in my car, and I was like, I'm done. I'm leaving. I drove to the corner and sat in my car. And then I could have went to Philly, but I for me it was like, do I go back to Richmond or do I go up to Philly or do I sit in this car? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. What do I do? And old Tasha waited and called him and asked him to come in the car and can we talk about it? But new Tasha would have just drove up to Philly, would have went right to Wheezy house, knocked on the door. Hey, I'm here a little early. I need to sleep. And I would have been on my way.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Hindsight
Yeah.
2020. But that's what growth does, right?
Yep.
That's what it has to do. It has to make you look at these situations differently in a way that you're putting yourself first.
Yeah.
And it's sad because we put such a stigmatism on that type of selfishness. But if you're putting yourself first, you're protecting yourself against
Hmm.
all threats, foreign and domestic, right? And it's behooving to the person. Like I know that if I'm entering into someone's space or time, continuum of their life, whatever the fuck I want to call it, right? I understand that I'm entering it with an extreme amount of humbleness. I'm open to see where it goes. I'm open to see how it builds and what it's supposed to be. But like, you owe me nothing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's on me to show why I should sit here instead of up and back there.
It's true.
If that's where I want to sit, right? Um, and so I give that. I expect that same grace back, and you'll get people that just deserve that. They think they can sit on the fucking stage with you. They come into your life and think they can sit on the fucking stage with you.
Oh, that's when I broke up with him. That was he was like, "You said you weren't leaving, so why are you leaving? Like you made this promise. You need to stay."
Yeah,
Oh,
sure, right. I did, and then you didn't hold your part of it.
uh,
Null and void.
uh, tried
Null
to
and
make
void.
me feel so bad right before I left. Like really was the small violin was playing. Like tried to make me feel like throughout and people please don't, but throughout being suicidal, everything just so I could stay. And that's when I knew I was like, nah, it's time for me to go now.
Are you difficult now?
What do you mean by difficult?
I'm hella difficult now, in the sense that like you're not gonna just tell me anything.
No, well, no, meaning no, you're not going to tell me anything.
But I mean, but I'm also gonna I'm tired of like my back hurts from always carrying the burden of interest in somebody. Like
Yeah.
I'm always having to prove that you should continue any type of communication with me because I'm
Oh, I'm not. And that was something that was said this weekend.
I'm
Like
applying pressure.
I'm not I'm not going to sit here. You either we
Hey,
going to
you
try or we going to try. Like I'm not going through hoops and circles and doing flips and all this other stuff.
yo, you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
So I found out that I was on
Don't
one
say it.
one of
Don't
those
say
Facebook
it.
pages.
Don't date you. Don't date him.
the Balt I made it to the Baltimore edition. Now that listen, I'm sorry. I know that there's supposed to be like, some type of like level of CIA secrecy. Um, amongst uh like, people, right? Um, but it's so I made it. I made it, and I'm trying to show you the joint. I'm trying to show you what was said about me. But my iPhoto library is acting crazy on the
Oh.
joint. I can't share my screen, but yo, let me see if I still got it.
I was gonna
Mother-
say I got my text right here. I could still look at text messages.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me go to it. If I did I keep it? Did I keep it? I fucked around and deleted it. Hold on. But um it was interesting to say the least. Um they were not. Yeah, here it is. Hold on. I'm gonna send this I'm gonna send this to you. You gonna put it up?
And where?
I'm gonna share it to you. How are you controlling the stream right now?
Oh, you want me to? I got. Look, I can share.
I'm about to text it to you right now.
Okay,
You want me to text them to you?
you can text it.
All right.
I can share.
Because I'm this is full. I told you this is the type of raw transparency we're gonna have this year, right? I ain't got no shame. They blasted me. Something tough. Something tough. And it's so funny because depending on who you are, that might not be your
This
experience.
is your picture. This is really you. Oh my
Yeah, they
gosh.
yeah, let's go into presenting. Let's go into presentation mode. Let's
Hold on. Let me give me a
yo.
second. Open my messages. Shoot. Now I gotta move you over. All right, let me minimize this.
Somebody was like, any tea on Antoine. And then they threw my picture up
Hold on, let me read this first.
there. Right? So the first one,
What was the let me
uh,
see if I could share screen.
if you're doing everything from the your computer, you probably gotta open up your iPhoto if it's in your photo library by now.
Oh, here we go. Windows messages. Here we go. I got it. I just let me make sure all these other messages ain't showing. Uh, it's fine. I mean, it's everybody. All right, so hold on. Messages. Hold on, I want y'all seeing. Get right on yours. Is it gonna let me? Here we go. What will it do?
It's not letting you show it.
I can do entire screen. Hold on, let me. Okay, I know how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, open up the three window joint. Lord, I'm still teaching her how to use this
I
thing.
know I'm an old woman. Don't.
You in the studio, right? Open up
I
the
know I
three.
got it. It's saying to share entire screen, but I was trying to pull some stuff down.
Okay. You don't want nobody to see what you be did your Google searches be looking for.
I don't be looking at nothing crazy.
Please don't. Please come scrub my computers if I die.
Unable to share screen.
Please come scrub my computers if I ever die. Okay.
All right, it's not letting me share.
Give me a good scrubbing. For real. Cause my searches be wild, son. Wow.
I gotta go in the help center, so it's not gonna let me do it. I was trying. Trust me, I was definitely trying.
Mm.
Definitely trying.
All right, so I'll just read it out loud.
Okay.
So one chick said he seems to be low effort, one sided conversation that's hard to keep alive. He seems like the uninterested type who likes to be chased, like attention, but is not willing to put in the effort.
You like to be chased?
And someone says, I hate those types. I don't want to be chased at all.
I know you don't.
This right. I don't want to be chased at all I want you to do is to put in the same level of consistent energy that you want. And it's terrible on dating apps because people don't communicate and then they blame it on not wanting to be I'm not on here like that. Or instead of just starting a conversation, say, listen, thank you for matching. But I'm probably never gonna talk to you on this app, but I would be interested in talking to you in person. Would you like to exchange numbers?
So this was off an app.
This is what they're because
Yeah.
they pull that
Oh.
picture from an app, right? So um
Oh, I got you. And
so that 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 energy is that to here's it to successfully online date, your energy has to be I'm open to meeting people,
that's true.
right? I'm open to meeting people and I'm open to communicating with people. That's not a I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. So there's like a there's like a timeline where like if I don't hear from you or you're not communicating, a match,
Keep no, I get it.
right? But like some people feed off the fact that they need you to constantly pump into that conversation, even though they're not giving you anything. Some people match with you, don't say a word for
But see, I don't
weeks
like
at a
stuff,
time.
and we said we were going to talk about that because I don't like stuff like that, and
So
that's
here's
why I
what I'm
stay
saying
away
is
from.
like I'm never gonna be mad at that opinion. That's what she felt like she got, but that's probably also what she gave,
That's true.
right? And like, and I'm very honest on the one profile like I got, right? It's real honest, but it's not sitting here like, oh my god, I'm dying for the essence of the love of my woman companion. No, it don't say no shit like that, right? So then the next person, she pops in and she goes, I matched with him on Bleep, and the conversation was really bland. Anybody who knows me know my conversation ain't bland. But go ahead. What is it she says? I am matched after I asked him what he enjoyed doing on his weekends free time. I hate that question. But it's part of the surface get to know you game, right? This is what she said. I responded to her. She says he replied with a long-winded voice note that could be pretty much summed up by saying he enjoys staying home, watching Netflix, and walking his dog. Needed a little more thrill in my life. Hashtag next.
Next. Wow.
So you're not for me then, because
No.
you still thrive in attention, and there's nothing about my life that says that's all I do. But everybody knows that I hibernate in the wintertime. I'm not a cold weather person, so I go where I need to go and go as I, you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
like I'm not even, and plus I'm 45. I'm not in fucking streets anymore. And dating in DC is very redundant. You either trying to find some type of activity, or you're outside during the day if it's warm enough, or good weather enough, right? It's so many museums you can go to,
Yeah.
right? It's only so many walks you could take. Everything else is then start getting into the very expensive side of it, because everybody's a fucking foodie, which means they eat out 3-4 times a week. I got food in the house. I got food in the house ministry. I cook in this bitch
Mhm.
every day. Um, and so like dating becomes challenging because you're not really getting any kind of conversation that says, "Well, I enjoy these type of things, and I'll be really open to like doing some shit like this," and woo woo woo. Instead, it's just like you're just seeing who the fuck is pressing you by spending time with you, which means they're out here spending money on you. That's really kind
Yeah.
of where
No.
it falls, right? And it's getting worse. It's getting worse and worse. Like there was this young lady, and she it was always, so when you're gonna make plans with me, when you're gonna make time for me. I'm like, you can't even give me a little bit of conversation on the phone, like just anything. You just want
It's
me
no
to
effort.
just
People just wanna, yeah.
you just want me to
That's
make
literally
plans.
that's what it is.
And that's crazy to me because it don't have to be this hard. Like if you and I'm not even like lying about like, yo, like, yeah, there's gonna be multiple people trying to get to know me. And I'm built different. I'm an only child. I can handle it.
That's what a lot of people, I'm fine. Like,
I'm
I am
good.
good.
I'm
That's
good.
what people don't
Like
understand. Like, I
because you
am
don't
good.
understand how much systematic purging is happening daily. It don't take much if you really paying attention. It don't take much to purge.
And people don't understand. Someone told me like, yeah, I know a whole bunch of people hit. Not people don't be hitting me up like that because
You
I'm
know what?
good.
You
Like,
know what I've seen on my profile? I've seen it in waves. There's certain times of the year where I'm just
yep.
getting likes, and then it's quiet.
And I
And then
like it when it's quiet.
there's certain people that like they ain't said shit in days, and then they'll come back in, and we right back at the beginning of the surface. Of, oh, well, how was your day? What did you get into? What did you do? Oh, okay, that's what's up, right? But I bet you every last one of them is waiting for me to be like, so can I get your number so I can take you out sometime? Can I get your number so that we can continue this conversation? Because I need to make sure that I even want to be around you in public.
Can I get your number? Because I don't like texting. How about that one? Like, because I'm
I
not.
mean, I hate it too, but it's how you have to start the conversation right now. Unless you just come right out the gate and say some shit like, "Yo, I don't want to text. Can we exchange numbers?" right? Because a guy, if he do it, he too thirsty in the beginning. If he don't do it, he ain't pressed enough to do it. So it's like, yo, sometimes that little door opening need to be kicked open by you guys to say, hey, listen, I don't really want to text.
I say that. Well, I've
You
said
say
it.
it now. Did you always say it?
I've always said it. I'm not a because so here's me, right? And we'll get back into this online dating thing. I am not a texter. I really am not a texter. And when I tell you, I will tell someone quickly, hey, can we take this? Can we FaceTime? Can we take this over the phone? Because I'm not good at texting.
Until done.
Even with we'll use since we brought up Ron, we'll use Ron as an example. Like because of Ron, like Ron's life, I can't text. And I said that I don't want you to think that I'm MIA, but I'm not a texter.
It's
And
also
it'll be
easier to,
one of
but it's
those
also easier
bland,
to set that
hey,
standard
how
because
was your
you.
day?
But it's also easier for you to set that standard for him because you met him in
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
right?
But
We
even
talking
with
about we
people,
talking
when I
about.
do online dating, I'll
Well, then you need a TED
by
talk. You need to be out here.
by the second like day, I'm like,
You need
can we do a voice chat
here's what you
or
need. You
something?
need you need to open up for that conversation tour, and your part in opening up is just having this TED talk about saying, "Hey, it's okay. It's okay for you to just throw your number out there if
I,
you don't want to talk to this man via text." You know what? You know the dumbest shit I ever hear people say. Hey, they want to get off the app, but they want to communicate on WhatsApp or Telegram. And I'm like, if I give you my number for those,
thank you.
you just have my number. Why would you want to get off this app
That
to get on
part.
another app? Do you live across seas? If you don't live 6 hours ahead of me, then what the fuck do I need to be on WhatsApp for?
That part. I don't get that either. It's like, okay, I get it. People don't want to give out. I
You're gonna
well
give me some
when
weird Google number anyway. You never
but
give
me,
me
I'm
your.
giving out my number because it's easy for me to block you. And that's how I feel. Like you gonna get the real number. You're gonna get that. But
Block easy.
I am done with dating apps anyway.
My
But
block, my block, my block call sheet looks like a hit list.
I know mine, right? I got like over
You know, you know,
200
you know
block
how
numbers.
I gotta scroll like I'm on Price is Right.
Me too. Hold on. How about I block somebody and we're gonna wrap up soon. I had blocked one of my friends or associate. I blocked and I was invited to go somewhere because I again these are people that follow me. And I was like, dang, I got so many numbers up here. I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't even know. I was like,
Like
I guess
welcome to the land of the black hole. And you know what's so crazy though? If we come back full circle though, like think about a time in your life where none of them people would have been blocked. They would have just all been in your life.
that's too much.
Now you see it. But there was a
It's
time
too
where
much.
you was anchored onto all of those folks.
But I never been that way though.
Which part?
With a whole bunch of people.
I mean, but I'm just saying,
Holding on to those people. I get what you're saying. Just holding on.
yeah, I mean everybody joined the block list at different you didn't there was no mass blockings,
Hold on. Yes,
nigga.
it was. Yes, it was at one point.
That's when you just block the whole group chat. There's- and everybody bloop 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 bloop. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be no mass blockings, but I'm just saying, like, there was times where that list wasn't so hefty,
No, that's true. It wasn't.
right?
But when you had the same number for over 20 years, it's like,
That's not an excuse. I also haven't had the same number over 20 years,
I
but
have.
goddamn. Why?
Why am I changing my number for what?
Man, change is constant, baby.
I
It's the
don't
only,
need to
only
change
thing
it.
that is
Got that
constant.
good old Jersey area code.
You just trying to hold on to some dead area code that don't exist no more, don't you?
No,
What is
this
it?
one is one of the 856.
Yeah, that shit don't exist no
It
more.
do. It's still
That
it was
Jersey,
it was 609, the one that they got rid of.
They got rid of 609.
609 and
That
609
was
was the
my favorite one.
856.
Oh, 609 came 856.
Yeah, after 609 it was 856.
Uh, I was just saying.
Yeah. I don't need to change my number.
All right.
My kids, it's the only
Nobody
number
has to
they
change
know.
their number
This I did look, my daughter, look,
ever since they got
faithfully
ever since they
call
got
me.
rid of long distance plans. You don't have to change your number no more.
I know, right?
If you had 856 and I'm calling from a 757 number, they would whoop. I'll kick your ass
Man,
after 9, nigga.
after 9, no texting, no text or call. But Sprint, good that good old 7 p.m.
Yeah, that was a lie. I got caught in that a couple times. Got my first $500 bill, and I was like, "Fuck you, Sprint."
Yeah. But I think this was a good episode. Good interaction. Instagram again is I keep trying with y'all. It ain't working. I was trying to think while we was doing this one, did you want to do the second one live or did you want to do it without the people?
What you think?
I felt the people should interact because we talking about dating with kids.
We can use that one.
Well, we was gonna end it and then come back on. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I like the people.
I ain't mad at the people.
That's why that was another reason why I made sure I got on. It's for the people. Like,
Yeah, I mean, because you owe me them goddamn episodes.
oh,
Yeah, you're just waiting around for you, like, yeah.
I was on 95 South coming. I told you that girl held me up, got me spending money.
Mm.
That's why I said we could talk about kids because I want to hear other people's. If people are still on, I do want to hear.
You want to talk
How
about tonight?
are we doing it tonight? We can do it another day.
I'm just asking what you want to do.
Look, I mean, we on. You, you gotta take your dog out.
He might need
Um,
it. He's been calm. Like I don't want to. I don't want to wake him. I've had to go to the bathroom more than he has.
you want? I mean, so how about this? Because we already did an episode, right? I didn't know, and y'all, this is what we do when we be offline. So just to let y'all know, this is like literally the offline stuff. Did you want to do the recording offline tonight, or do you want to come back and do it another day? Like, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
let you
what you're
call.
doing
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
let you call.
Are you
Tomorrow's
free?
a Friday.
I know Friday, everybody out.
I
I don't got
mean,
no life.
I'll be at home.
I'm be at home too. I
Maybe.
mean, I'm going. See, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
don't know. It's Friday. I don't have I'm not a planner. I don't have an agenda. I'm like water, baby. I let Friday show me where I need to be. And if Friday sits my gracious brown ass on the couch and I'm on the couch.
Let's do because I don't have to drive to Philly, and football season is over. Want to do Sunday?
Sure. Let's do Sunday.
I think Sunday will work because I just got home. Literally
It's a
just got
3-day
home.
weekend anyway.
Yeah, I literally just got home. Like literally just got home, and I have not had any breaks at all. I've literally been on the road since
I
Tuesday.
told you it's your call.
I know. So let's do Sunday. I think more people. We can do it a little earlier to get some of the church folks involved.
What you mean, like early? What time earlier on Sunday?
Like 7.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because this is one episode I really want to do with people on because I want to know how people feel because my perspective of dating with kids is totally different than everybody else's. My kids ain't here.
Yo, check this out.
Just being real.
So,
So
my profile says, don't want to have children. Don't have children. Don't want to have children. And the part where it says don't want to have children is under a category called family plans. And so it's like want children, don't want
oh yeah,
children.
that's what was on my Bumble.
Right.
Don't want any
I'm
more.
just for the record, I'm not on Bumble. Okay.
I'm not on Bumble either
I'm
anymore.
just saying. So it says family plans, right? And it says a lot of people put open to children because I guess that's what they consider themselves, right? So they read mine and it says don't want children. So the first thing they assume is because I don't want children that I'm not open to dating a woman that has children.
Okay.
So a lot of people, I know there's people who already hit the X because I say don't want children. But then there's people who don't want children themselves, but they don't want children because they already have children.
Got it.
And so they're looking at me and they're saying, don't want children. And the literal shit says, and I have to explain that to them that, look, just because I don't want to physically be nobody's daddy doesn't mean that, like, I'm 45. Anybody I meet gotta have them. I'm the only fucking unicorn out here with no kids.
You said,
Seriously. I got this kid, this little nigga right here, this Darius. That's him. That's it. So why would I have any ill will against
I got you.
a woman with kids? What I do have an issue with is women who are about not honest about where they at in relation to them kids. Because some of y'all ain't supposed to be dating. Y'all ain't got no time for real. And we definitely can talk
That
about that.
part. And that's why I want to talk about too. That's why I said let me deep dive, like really dig into this episode and really ask stuff, because I remember at points where I felt like I shouldn't have been dating.
Man, listen.
Based off of, like, especially when my daughter was younger.
There's a
Like that's her age.
person.
Because
There's a
it was
person.
hard to get somebody to watch her.
There's a person that I just probably thought was going to be them before the one I always talk about.
Okay.
But the painfulest realization that I had, and I lied. I told her some other bullshit about, like, just allowing us to be who we are type thing.
Mhm.
But one of the biggest pills I had to swallow with her was realizing that I was never, ever, ever going to be more important than her daughter. And I'm not saying, like, and I know that sounds fucked up, but, like, at some point, you got to choose your man. And
My mother told me that before.
I mean, not in a
Not like
toxic
that,
way,
but
but
I
just
remember,
like,
like, the daughter is always going to be like first before.
and here's the thing. As a man, I would never make you choose between me and your child. But if you have to devote 89, 99% of your time to your child, you don't need to be dating, because that man is going to need some priority at some point. At some point, and even if it's just an illusion of priority. Like, watching you put all your energy into hovering over your child and feeling not even a breath of that is fucking defeating.
No, that's why I can't wait till we have this conversation.
Oh, we can have this conversation. I
Because
got
even with one guy that I had, with the kids being in boarding school, well, now one, but my no, before boarding school, when my summers used to be free. I used to love the summertime, because summertime, that's when grandma had the kids. And so my summers used to be so freed up that I remember I met someone in the summer. And when September hit, it was a whole different ball game, and he said it. You can't give me the attention that I need.
And here's the thing, like, I
And
will
he
I'm the
and
type of
I
kid
understood.
I'll pour into the child too. Like, I love I ain't gonna say I love, but it's just like, I understand a single mother with a child because my mom was a single mother with me. And she went and eventually got a forever boyfriend. And that was the guy. Like, I knew him, he was around, he lived with us. And he never overstepped his bounds. He always knew right where the boundary was. And
Okay.
he was just a good guy. He was cool. He gave advice. We joked, And he was doing everything he needed to do for my mom. So I ain't had no issue with him. And he never tried to be my dad. So I never had no issue with him. So in a sense, like when I meet a woman with a child and I can tell like her life is evolved around her child, I'm never gonna be the person that thinks that like if I understand you a package deal, I'm never not gonna be understanding that, okay, then yeah, let's include the child or but you gotta claw on her like or him, like you not keeping you keeping that child to yourself on top of the fact that you constantly have to feel like
And that was me. I didn't put the two together. I dated without, like, when my kids were younger, I didn't like I was off and on with somebody and they didn't be my kids, and I don't even think he met my son. He met my daughter when she was younger, but I was off and on with this man for like 5 years and he had never seen, like, met my son when he was like 2, but that was it.
but some people they can't separate like that. They trying to have it all. And it's
But
okay
that
to
was
just
my
say like,
issue. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because that was always my issue. I was so easy. It was easy for me to separate dating and kids, and it was hard for me to put the two together. I didn't know what that looked like. I still don't
Sunday.
know what that looked like sometimes.
Sunday then.
Sunday.
Come on back, y'all.
Yeah. We still got people on too. See, I got my setup. My mic is hopefully working right now correctly. I feel good.
I can't see who's on or not. I just if
It
a
just
text,
says it's two. Um, but like I said, IG,
they gone.
they gone. I had to prove that I wasn't a robot.
Um my YouTube channel has it. It doesn't I saw it. Like I went in and saw it with Facebook. I don't know what's going on with Facebook.
Okay.
My Facebook live did not pick this up. Or it is picking it up
Well,
and I'm
then
missing it.
we'll just share it next time on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. I'll be well rested. Tomorrow will be the first time I get some real sleep in a week.
Man, tell these people where they can find you at.
They can find me at Natasha Renee _ the creator. And where can they find you at?
Man, they can find me on IG as my shit is pure comedy.
And you can follow the podcast page on IG at Disaster Dating 101 Podcast, on X at Disaster Date 101. And also you can find us on YouTube. Please, 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 everybody on Facebook, y'all good. But I gotta let IG know y'all gotta go to other places because IG ain't for y'all. Right.
And you can now also follow the show on my YouTube, same name, my shit is pure comedy.
Oh yeah. And your
Yeah.
other places too.
Well, we not gonna promote Facebook to Facebook get it together
Oh.
right now. They did not have that. They did not have that going today. I looked and I did not see no circle with live around my name up there. So
Well, we getting there.
we're fixing it.
We fixing it. Slowly but surely.
Slowly, surely, I'll step away from it.
That good old fashioned love.
Crazy love.
I don't know. All right. We are ended on that part.
We're
Thank you
delirious,
guys so much for listening, and good night. Good night.
Good night.